Well, here what you didn't expect. I bet you did not see one that coming. That is an AEW Dynamite review. Yeah. And I figure what to review a show in a nice special way than to review AEW Dynamite Blood and Guts Special Edition. As the show was pretty much all about pretty much that Blood and Guts match that we will get into. But AEW Dynamite from last week, and I thought overall the show was, since like this was basically a 3-match show. It was the opener, the blind tag eliminator finals, and the Blood and Guts. And I thought all of them delivered in some way. So this show was good, I must say. Maybe they could cut a tiny bit of the Blood and Guts for taking up too much of the second half, but I thought everything came out good. But we start off this show with the FTW title match. The defending and undefeated champion Hook defending against Jack Perry. He's no longer Jungle Boy. He officially shredded that look in the pre-tape video package of him going into some desert and pretty much buried pretty much shredded every bit of pot that was left of Jungle Boy. He officially buried it and came out on new song, new entrance, new attire. Pretty much a whole new Jack Perry. And the him against Hook, they what it needed to do. This was basically a showcase for heel. Kind of a showcase for a heel Jack Perry. And I thought he did fine. The match could have been other. The match could have been a little bit better, but they did their jobs. Like they didn't embarrass themselves. Like they did their jobs essentially fine. Like like Jungle Boy wrestled a much different style in this match. Like he wasn't trying to do all the flippy shit that he used to do as a face, but he can't really do much all that since he's a heel now. And I thought he did his job well, and this was albeit decent match. They didn't try. But it was that they did try to take too much time for the show, but they didn't feel like it was cutting off the needs of being short. But they said the appropriate time. They did their jobs. I wonder what, because like Hook, I must say for Hook, I definitely say I think he's like growing himself well as a wrestler. Like I thought the first time I seen him wrestle, like I don't know, about a year and a half ago, I thought the kid looked good. And while he isn't perfect, he's trying to progress himself very nicely, and I think one day he might be great overall as a performer, wrestler, storyteller. Like, he definitely has to make his to be a huge star in the next few years if he continues to improve. So yeah, they did the job well, and the finish came where Jungle Boy, the ref was down. Jungle Boy grabs the FTW title, hook into ringside, and they did some punches, and then, Jack Perry hits the FTW title across the face of Hook. He covers him. What I love about that finish, he had the grin smile. Like, while his eyes go, he had like this smile as he was scrolling the paint over Hook. That would make for a great kick out. That was a kick. I got a kick out of it a little bit, I must say. And Jack Perry won. He's the new FTW champion, and I knew this would end up being that direction that they're going, because I knew Jungle Boy couldn't lose his first actual match as a heel. Like, this was meant to establish fully Jack Perry as a full-blown heel, and him winning this technically his first single title. Depend how you want to look, because FTW title technically is not an officially sanctioned title. The title was brought back by Taz in 2020, and it has also holders. You have then Brian Cage holding, then Ricky Starks, then Hook had it, now Jack Perry. I kind of see also a pattern, like every July since 2020, we had a different holder for FTW time. They held it for pretty much the duration of that period until the next July. But yeah, I thought it was a good call having Jack Perry go over. I wonder, and this is what I was going to get, like, I wonder what Hook goes from here, since he lost the FTW title, and Jungle Boy, and gotta get that Jungle Boy shit out of the way, since he's now Jack Perry. Since Jack Perry beat him for it, and became the first man to ever pin in AEW. Like, Hook has been very protected throughout his whole AEW run so far, up to that point. And now that he lost the title, I really wonder where they can go from here. Because I don't know, I don't think he's gonna get the title so soon after. So maybe international title, maybe a TNT title. Get that belt some fucking boots, because it fucking sure needs some help in everything. Since, oh my god, but don't even start. But yeah, definitely not about that. I don't think he's up there yet. Definitely not up there yet. But yeah, I just hope they just don't bullshit and fumble him like they do to so many guys that could have been could have been so massive. They were probably like Miro Ward or Lance Archer. Those guys like that. I hope they don't cast them aside in favor of something else. Because I did say already, he could be a big star if they hold their cards right. Just keep it a little strong and don't just fit him to the back. So yeah, so this was overall a decent match. Jungle Boy wins the FTW title. So next up was that Britt Baker squash match that was pretty much easily the lowest point of the show, the low point of the show. Like, why bother having that match if we were going to have Britt squash local talent? Like, what was really the point of it? Like, I don't know. I'm not gonna get too much time bother talking about it. What I do want to bother talking about was the next match in the finals of the blind tag team eliminator tournament. Excuse me. To crown the number one contenders for the AEW World Tag Team titles, you had Sammy Guevara and Daniel Garcia against the team of the Better Than Baby, you know that. I think that's what they call of MJF, the AEW World Champion, and Adam Cole, baby. Wow, like I did not expect this go over so well. Like, first of all, they fucking started this with a dance off, and Sammy Guevara and Daniel Garcia do their usual song. Apparently, that's their thing. So yeah, but MJF fucking dancing each other and Adam Cole reluctantly dancing, but can't because he can't dance to save his life. Hysterical, like, and that match and that crowd response, like, holy shit, like this is an example of making the most valuable or the maximum time you have been given. Because sometimes it's not the time that you have, it's the time. It's not a matter of the time that you have, how time you have. It's a matter of the time you had to maximize to get the most out of it. And this one was kind of a perfect example. Like, this, like, since the other match was gonna take us so much, like, this wasn't like too particularly long, but boy did those two teams made the most out of it, and that crowd pretty much eating up everything that MJF and Adam Cole were doing in this match, and like the whole suicide dive thing by MJF, the crowd ended up like that was the great moment. Like, MJF's character mannerism and character work throughout that match was fucking great as usual. In this case, as he was working kinda in my face. And that should be a sign of how good he will be as a babyface one day. He might not be right now officially, but one day he's gonna be one of the biggest baby faces in all of wrestling. I can guarantee you on that. And yeah. So MJF and Cole won with the double clothesline that they've been trying to get over that. They couldn't hit it until this point, and the crowd actually went ballistic. And they get their chance at their AEW World Tag Team titles against FTR. And man, this Adam Cole MJF stuff, like, this. I'm sure this guy will do great when they feud each other for the world title. They've been doing great with that, but like, holy shit, like, I'm gonna be fucking sad these two guys break up anytime soon, because holy shit, like, they have fucking struck gold with this shit, MJ and Cole. Like, I didn't know what to expect when the decision was made to put them together a as a reluctant tactic in the blind eliminator tournament because they fielded against they were competing against each other the other month, which that was a great match. And now you get this, and you didn't know what to expect, but man, oh man, these guys are making the fucking most out of this bit, as it has been great sports entertainment stuff. Like, you want to talk about being sports entertained? This right here is being sports entertainment. Like, those two are fucking killing it as this reluctant tag team. Like, they make so great off of each other. Like, and like. They're kind of in a tough position because it's like, wow, because you got two big shows coming up, All In and All Out, and those are big shows because All In is in a Wembley Stadium, it's selling out, so that's All Out in the United Center. I think that's the biggest location period in Chicago. I mean, attendance size wise, I think. Those are the two big shows coming up, and you gotta think at least one of the shows is gonna feature a world title match, and presumably you gotta think it's gonna be MJF and Adam Cole. They even planted the seed a little bit where Adam Cole hold the AEW World Title on the belt, and MJF not being too crazy about it, like not being also good about it, and it's like, so it's like they're kind of tough position because one of the big shows on the All Out has got to have a world title match. But at the same time, it's like, you have struggled with it. People are eating up everything about this studio. It's apparently doing great in merchandise sales and even in some of the core hour ratings that they do. You would be kind of foolish to break them up that easily. Like, you could easily make a World Tag Team title run out of it at the very least, and then do the breakup. Because, yeah, so while I don't think necessarily Tony Khan's gonna deviate for the plans to have NJF versus Adam Cole for the World Title at All In or All Out, but it's just, this has been great shit between the both of them. I don't know if it would be wise to break them up this easily when the crowd is at their highest right now with this tag team. So I don't know. Even if you're Tony Khan, I don't even know what's the right decision you could do now. So yeah. So we got that out of the way, so we can talk about the Blood and Guts match. So you got the Blackpool Combat Club, you got John Moxley, you got Claudio Castagnoli, you got Wheeler Yuta, we got Konosuke Takeshita and Pac, the replacement of Bryan Danielson, who unfortunately his injury got severely worse after that match for Okada at Forbidden Door, as I talk about in my review. So he didn't make it for this match, unfortunately. So Pac replaced him. They went up against the Golden Elite of Heyman Page, Kenny Omega, the Young Bucks, and Kota Ibushi. Yeah. Making his first appearance in AEW. So this was pretty much the culmination of the feud between Blackpool Combat Club and the Elite. As I say, it will be if you listen to my, I don't know, I think I say both my Forbidden Door and Double or Nothing review that all this will eventually lead to a Blood and Guts match. So, yeah, for the amount of build that this had, this wasn't the craziest wild match, the Blood and Guts match I ever seen. And I actually thought the last year's Blood and Guts match, Blackpool Combat Club against Jericho Appreciation Society was a bit better than this. There was kind of spots where there were some spots that like they were kind of stalling somewhere, not when all guys went, but when they were building up the participant before everyone got in. There was a few like stalling spots in this. So while that happened, all in all, I still thought the match was still really good. Like while they didn't do too crazy, they still do crazy enough like spots in this. Like the belt on a nail spot, like holy fucking shit. Like that was the craziest stuff that I saw throughout that match, was that belt on a nails thing. And people going through on it, like Omega and Monster, like holy shit. That was, I can't fucking imagine being in that spot. That is fucking brutal. But yeah, they did some crazy stuff. I thought Kota Ibushi, I never seen mostly his work on New Japan, so sorry for the inconvenience, but like he kind of looks a bit slower from it, and I do know he hasn't been wrestled for in a long time before this, and yeah, like you can see he was built, he was not doing that much and be slow at mostly times throughout that match. And you can tell the injury is catching up to him. And yeah. So while it was cool to see him being in AEW ring, you can definitely tell that the injury had caught up to him, and he wasn't up to par to what his usual work was when he was in New Japan. So yeah, while all that happened, this, like I said, the match was still really good. They all worked hard, and I thought while the Fed didn't look great in presentation wise, the idea itself I thought was really great, where Hangman Page actually felt like a Hangman hanging and choking the life out of Weird here out of until John Moxley really had to surrender for it. They didn't show it on camera, but Moxley apparently surrendered to it. Presentation, like I said, presentation wise, they could have done a little better with it. But I thought the idea was still cool. So yeah, so the Elite won to close out Blood and Guts. And yeah, I have nothing much to say. This was a really good match to end what was pretty much a solid show. Like, while the Blood and Guts, I thought they could have caught a little bit on them. Like there was, like I said, there was spots even where everyone got in that they were kind of stalling. I thought the Blood and Guts was really good. It wasn't up to last year's Blood and Guts, but it was still pretty damn good for all things considered. As they leaped up to pretty much stipulation Blood and Guts. So yeah, so this was like I said, a 3-match show based around the opener, the FTW title, the Blind Tag Team Eliminator Final, and Blood and Guts. I thought all 3 delivered in some way. So yeah, that's pretty much my review of Dynamite and about Blood and Guts. So like this video if you haven't. Subscribe over here, but excuse me. Comment on what you thought about Blood and Guts in the comment section below. And as always, I'm Jason Maenius, and I approve this message.